Yo, what's going on, beautiful people all around the world? You know what time it is. It's your main man, your favorite young king in the place to be, Donald M. Schuler Jr. I'm here with a very special guest, a friend of mine that I truly call brother. I've known for a very, very long time, business partner, just groomsman in my wedding, and an awesome producer and man of God. So I wanted to have him on here for this topic called A Producer's Perspective. This is my brother from another mother, Jason Persico. What up, Jay?
Wow. Thank you for the intro, bro. That was epic.
Welcome. You're very welcome, bro.
I'm so giddy right now. Like literally, I've been thinking about this all week. I'm like, oh, the podcast. It's finally here, man. I'm happy you started doing it.
Yeah, bro. You know, I appreciated your words of encouragement. You know, I've been doing this stuff for, I don't know, dog, like 10,
feels like forever.
15 years. Like I've been doing this, and technology has allowed me to do it in simple ways and advanced ways, and I'm just excited to just sharing this with you, bro, because you're a part of my story, and we're a part of each other's story, and I'm just excited to do life with you, fam. So
It's always great.
Give people, the listeners, the watchers, a little
Stalkers.
bit of background, right? That too. I know there's a lot out there. A little bit of information on you, a little background info.
Okay. Well, my name is Jason Persico. I am an audio engineer. Anything music, I am that. I grew up in Morrisville, Pennsylvania, in Bucks County. I've been there for like 20 plus years of my life. And right now I'm still in Bucks County, but not there anymore. I'm at a secret location.
Location vibes.
I can't discuss. Yeah. So I'm still in Bucks County though. And I'm actually I want to move to Florida, bro. I don't know if I'm liking the cold weather. It was freezing today.
Yeah. It's Brick City over here in the Garden State.
Bro.
It's not a good time.
No, I saw frost on the grass this morning. I was like, oh, this is not good. But no, I love Bucks County. It's a great place. Just a lot of cool memories that we've made. And yeah, so like as far as the music side though, I've been producing like forever. It seems like for all my life. I've been a musician all my life, but producing, I would say definitely over 10 years. And it's just something that I love. I've always loved the production, the behind the scenes aspect of music. And it's something I can't quit. I don't think I'll ever quit. It's just part of my DNA.
Yeah. No, that's real, bro.
Yeah.
It's real. So man, I guess we should tell how we became friends.
Oh, so can I play the beat?
Oh, see, yo, my man Jay, y'all see the setup over here. My man is ready to do something.
I don't even know how to sound, but
I mean, maybe like, I don't know. I mean,
maybe at the end. Maybe
yeah. We'll try some on here.
All right.
But yeah. So I met Jason in middle school, 8th grade.
William Penn
Middle School, man. And it's been a long time since 8th grade.
Yes.
And then we ended up going to the same high school, and I told him, I want to write music, I want to sing, I want to do rapping and stuff like that. And Jason was like, yo, I make beats, bro. And so here we are, like sitting in the back of social studies in 10th grade, like writing rhymes. And he's like, yo, I got this beat for you, man. It's like, yo, what's it called? He said, it's called True Friendship. And I was like, yo, let's ride. So that was the first beat that Jason ever made for me. And just ironically, it's called True Friendship, and we've been boys like 15 years plus. So it's really cool how that, how music brings people together, how
For
friendship
sure.
and brotherhood is a bond. You don't have to be blood in order to be family. It's just all about that loyalty, that honor, that respect. And yeah, that's what we've been doing, man. And it's just so exciting
Yeah,
just to be, on this side of our careers and be able to move with power, passion, and authority, man.
exactly.
Do you remember it any differently? Like any candid moments from like me recording like in your closet at the time to now, like it's
Well,
been,
you know what's interesting? Like, um, well, there's a lot of candid moments. I mean, probably, too many to count, even you and your brother.
yeah,
But
facts.
as far as like being in Marsville making music, yeah, like it's just interesting how you try to work with what you got. And I've always been like that. And being in the garage of my house,
Yeah.
you know, going in the closet and recording people in the closet. It's just it's kind of interesting how you got to do what you got to do to try to like, express yourself.
Facts. I feel
and
that.
and yeah, man, like when we got together, a lot of people don't know, but like we, I made that beat for you and we did a little music at that time, but we weren't really like hanging out like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, but we were always cool with each other. And like at the time, I guess like a few years later, I was at a point in my life where, you know, I knew the music had more meaning to what I was giving it to at the time. Like, you know, recording people that would just talk about like meaningless stuff like drugs and all they care about is money and just all the stuff, all the negativity.
Yeah.
And I was recording these people a lot, and they're good people, don't get me wrong, but like sometimes what's being out there in the mainstream music, people just want to gravitate toward it. They want to be like that, they want to be like that artist, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of like brainwashing in a way, I feel. um but I felt like deep in my heart, in my soul, that there was more to this, like how could you change the world like this? And I had that mentality, like I want to like do something positive and empowering with my music. And so I don't know if it was you that reached out to me first or I reached out to you. No, you reached out to me because you wanted to do something musically. And you're like probably thinking like, Jase, yeah, let
Right.
me see what he's doing. And I was like, I was like, yo, DJ. DJ is
Facts.
is the
Facts.
man. Like I know, like I always knew like um that's all you were about, positivity and empowering people and helping people. And I was like, we can work here, we can do this, we can make something happen with, we have the both of the same like minds, and it
Yeah.
just worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah,
been
man.
rocking like a lot ever since.
It's so funny. Like I remember, I think it was like this might have been college time. I was
Mm.
like, "Yo, Jay, I got these dreams, man. I got these showcases,
Yeah.
like, but I also have $5."
literally,
I'm
literally too,
like,
five.
Jay, I got $5. I got five on it. Like, yo, that's all I got, bro.
Yeah.
And it was just so crazy that you were like, yo, it's all good. Let's partner in this. Let's do this together, man. And it was just so dope, bro, because just like you said, you have people out here who are producing or making music just for the dollar sign, just to,
Mm.
for the fame or the notoriety or whatever, but not enough people linking up and trying to create that change. And,
Right.
that's what we established early on. We were, I guess kids, if you want to say that, 10th grade.
Yeah,
And
because we're old now.
right. Well, I mean, you as old as you want to be. I know
We're
you
in our
see,
30s now.
man. I'm trying to keep the youthful glow.
Yeah.
Nah, man. But
You got
yeah,
it.
man. You know, we're doing it, bro. So what made you want to take your music from like a hobby to, you know, the professional ranks?
Wow.
Because I mean, you know, again, like you said, we went from like recording into the garage to like, you know, writing songs or producing for, you know, subsidiaries of Universal Music Group.
mhm.
You know, putting out like demos for different artists in the industry, like within like a 24-hour time span. Like turnaround's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, how was that transition from in the beginning, I'm recording in my mom's closet to now I got my own studio space and I
Yeah.
got people on here who really, you know, believe in me and want to hear my stuff on the highest level.
Mm, mm. Um, it just goes down to um, like how you make people feel with your music. You know, there's been a lot of times where I've seen the the emotional effect that it can have on people, as far if just me press and play and seeing somebody's face go, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You know, like, and when it comes down to making finished products, you know, like finished music and songs, like it's there's a lot of power in it. And once you know, like, music is can be very powerful. um like I know, like I knew early on, like when I was making songs and stuff, I was like, this is amazing. Like I always knew I wanted to do it professionally and take it very serious.
Yeah.
I was like 16, you know, like I think that was it for me. Like it was just a matter of finding people to work with and
Right.
trying to build your network. And um it actually, if you want to be more technical, it started when I was 12. I was like playing a video game called MTV Music Generator,
Wow.
and on PlayStation 1. If you had never, a lot of people probably haven't heard of that because it was the first of its kind,
The
and
first of
that's
its kind.
nothing ever like that. And I
Yeah.
didn't know, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I saw it. My brother's friend had it, and I was like, yo, what's that? And he was just like, it's a game. I was like, well, what can you do? You can make music on it. Oh, that was it. Like I started playing that, and I was filling memory cards filled with songs and like
Wow.
very cool, like beats, like very like well thought out, had the intro, had the verses, had the chorus,
Yeah.
just memory cards full of these beats. They were cheesy. Like when I look back on it, like now, it's like, you know, the cheesy sounds and stuff. But like
Yeah.
that was when I first was so like deep into it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is it.
You got to start
This is
somewhere. Yeah.
yeah. And so that got me like into doing beats on the computer, and then the production side as far as like recording. And it's so like it just gradually developed over time. And now, like when you align it with your purpose,
Right.
and it just makes a lot of sense, you know, doing what you love and trying to, you know, make the world a better place at the same time.
Yeah.
So
That's good, man. I mean, that's what we talk about offline all the time. And you
yeah.
know, do you feel as though music is your purpose, like the arts? Do you feel like that's your purpose, and you feel like you can do what with that?
um well, music is definitely my purpose. Like I said, I've been doing music since I was little, like, you know, 2 years old in front of Fantasia, the movie Fantasia, going like this with the direct, yeah, like with
I believe that.
the director. Like, just it's always been a part of me. And
Yeah.
um you know, being a man of God, you start to understand, like Because I wasn't always faithful. Like I always didn't believe, but like, you know, when I was born again, you start putting everything into perspective and saying like, yo, this is, you know, music is a part of me, but I have to use it in a way to really reach out to the people and try to help people. You know, not if it doesn't have to be the music itself, but what the music can bring as far as like, you know, whether it's money, whether it's whatever, you know, the people around you. I don't know. Like it's a lot bigger than just music itself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good, man. You
Yeah.
talking, yo, you talking good, my boy. My boy. Man.
Man.
Listen
I
to
just,
all y'all listening out there. You see a trend in the people I bring on this show. You know,
mm,
everybody is like-minded.
yeah,
Um, whether it's, you know, your faith or just standing for what's right,
right.
doing what's right. Everybody doesn't have to believe in the same thing in order to be kind, to be loving, to
Hmm.
be intelligent, to be vulnerable. You know, like there's no judgment here. It's just keeping it real. And for
Hmm.
me, you know, y'all know I operate on the Bible from front to back, 10 toes down. You know,
Yeah.
I don't deviate from that, and I do my best to stick to that lifestyle each and every day. Am I perfect? No. But just like my brother Jason said, you know, it's like once you become born again, once you
Yeah.
accept Jesus into your heart to be your Lord and Savior, it's like you got a new lifestyle. You know, you can't do some of the things that you have done prior because you feel different, you know, kind of convictions and stuff like that. And I think what really helped blossomed our relationship, bro, is you know going to high school. High school was a great time,
Right.
uh, but at the same time, it wasn't as great because of the stance that you know I've tried to take. You know, in high school, you know, people are doing a lot of firsts, whether it's first time doing
Oh yeah.
drugs, you know,
Yeah.
alcohol, sex, or whatever. And you know, I tried to kind of just shy away from certain things, man, because you know I'm a believer and I want to do my best to be the best version of myself that God wants me to be.
Right.
So you know I wouldn't do a lot of those things, and I would just always rely on performance, on music, and um,
Hmm.
just making sure that you know my stuff might be like, man, you know, this is kind of corny, but I'm really feeling this, or like this is what I want to do, and you know, just finding like-minded people to those who are listening and watching out there that you can link up with, and somebody who can hold you up and hold you accountable and say, yo, like you said you were going to do this, so I'm not going to let you do this alone. We're going to do this together,
Yeah.
and that's really been the structure of our relationship, man, and making sure we do things, whether it's in the studio or on stages or movies or all this type of stuff. Like we literally went from the garage to like now like writing film scores and stuff like that. Like we've had quite the journey, bro. And
Yeah, man. I'm grateful for it.
it's a
You
beautiful
know,
thing, man.
it is. It is. And like, just, I don't know, like, everything that we've been through, like, we've evolved so much. And, I'm just blessed to be your friend, man. Like, honestly,
Likewise,
like,
bro.
it's just amazing.
Likewise.
But,
Um, let's see. My next question: what are your thoughts on the music industry today, and
oh,
how have you
man.
drawn those conclusions?
Oh, gosh.
Be honest.
Yeah. The music industry. Um, it's an interesting beast. I think it's just like a bunch of creative people mixing with a bunch of non-creative people trying to make something sell. You know, like
Yeah,
it's just like it's a business. And people need to understand, like, a lot of like people that don't, like, listeners, I would say, that don't know the industry like that, or inside and out, like, they think it might just be like, oh, it's flashy. Like if you told somebody, yeah, I'm in the music industry, they would give like, ooh. It's not really like
Just like
that.
that.
It's ooh, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. It could,
Right.
don't get me wrong, it can be great.
It's
Like,
quite lit. It's quite dope.
but at the same time, there's another side to it. And
Yeah.
where there's a lot of shadiness going on, people just want to take advantage of you. And I've always tried to stay away from that. I've There's been times where I kind of got duped into doing something that I probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But and that, with contractual
I was
stuff.
just about to say that, bro. I was
Yeah,
just about to say that. Can you
signing
kind
the
of,
dotted line.
yeah, can you speak to that a little bit? Like, again, from
Well,
a producer's perspective, like, what's the importance of a contract?
okay. So all right, for instance, I'll just give you an example. There was this media group. I'm not going to really say their name,
Yeah.
but it's so I had linked up with them through LinkedIn and through this guy that was associated with them, this and that. And I was trying to get my music onto this news platform, celebrity news platform. And I just sent them beats and, as many beats as I could.
Mhm.
But before we did that, they had me sign something to make it so that they had exclusive rights to those beats. Exclusive rights, meaning
Right.
those beats are theirs. I can't use it for something else because it's theirs now.
Right.
And like, it turned out that media company was very shady. They'd never really, paid me for anything that I did, and their communication skills were not good. And so that was the kind of the first glimpse of like, all right, like, I need to really look in depth or have somebody that's professional in that field of like a legal, like an entertainment
Yeah. Yeah.
lawyer or
Yeah.
something
For
like
sure.
that. Like, have somebody else read it and see if this is actually a good thing to do. Cause yeah, luckily I didn't give him too many of my beats.
Yeah. Right.
It was just like probably like 30 beats,
Yeah.
but it's just
Because you
a
have
lesson learned.
thousands.
That's nothing to me, bro. Like 30 beats, yeah, go ahead.
Man.
And it
Yeah,
wasn't even
bro.
my best, so I wasn't really mad at it. But the point
It's
is
just the
like,
right. The point.
you
Like,
have to, when in the music industry, you have to be on guard and know who's really out for your best interest, or else you're going to be taken advantage of. And yeah, so, and I've heard other stories and I've experienced it through other people. Like, you got to be careful. You got to approach the music industry and look
yeah.
in a way where you're, making sure you're good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you too, like, on your side,
It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. Even,
yeah,
from the music perspective, or even from the acting perspective. Now,
yeah, even in film too, it's the
yeah,
same. It's
yeah,
almost the same thing, really.
yeah. Even actually, it's funny you mention it. I just had a situation because I'm doing a lot of voiceovers now for different companies and brands and stuff like that, and had a situation where,
As you should be.
yes, salute, appreciate y'all out there. Uh, it's been great, man. But sometimes they'll say, "Hey, we want you to record this. We've already worked in the past, but we want you to record this, and we're going to set up a time where we can record another piece, but we're not sure when we're going to do that." And it's
Right.
like, I was like, all right. And then, I copy my management on everything I get from, these clients. My management was like, well, he needs to get paid for this and the next one, and he's not going to do anything until we get the contract. And it was just like, there's a lot of like handshake deals in the industry.
Oh yeah.
That, maybe back in the day, maybe there was worth something, but nowadays it's like,
It's changed, man.
Yeah, bro. It's like the changing of hands is a real thing. And corporations, like big box entities, they will try to like really get over on people, especially during this time, in the pandemic, as I like to say. Yes, I said the
The
pandemic. Y'all already know
pandemic.
how I feel about it.
That's the first. That's the first I ever heard that term.
Yeah, well,
No,
that's we're not.
I like it. I like it.
I mean, y'all get it.
Suits.
So, people are really they need money. They need money, and they'll just do things just to do it. I'm blessed to be in a position where I'm not begging anybody for anything, but I take my craft very seriously. And that's why it's so important to have, the contractual agreements, no matter how big or how small it could be for $1, but you want to make sure that that person is going to pay you that $1 and that it's
The
going
whole
to be
dollar.
You feel me?
The
Not
whole
75 cents now and
Right.
25, 4 weeks from now. We need the whole thing up front. So, well, I wouldn't say up front, but I mean, sometimes you can't get it up front, depending on your contract.
True.
But you just want to make sure that everything is tied up and tied together, man. Yeah. And we've had so many different experiences. Like, can you talk about the turnaround time during like the songwriting process when like submitting to these labels? Like, cause we went through a stretch where it was like,
dude,
I should have moved into your crib, because it was just like,
yeah.
all right, thanks for this one. Okay, now how fast can you get us this one? Because this one is going to be, it's like,
that's the thing where like, that's what, like when I said it's a bunch of creative people, mixing with a bunch of non-creative people, the non-creatives don't understand. Like they don't know how it works.
Yeah.
They just want the money. All they see is dollar signs, and they think they know everything. No offense to them. It's just how they operate,
Yeah.
So
you just wish people would stay in their lane. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. Like, at this point, a major record label, I don't know, man. Like, doing things independently, it seems a lot more viable. It's just smarter.
I mean, even speak to that. So the difference between like a recording contract and a distribution contract, because it's a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get too involved, because there's a lot of people that don't really still fully understand. But
in simple terms.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay. So I guess a recording contract, right? Is that the one that you're talking about? How you have to record so many albums?
Yeah.
And probably like 2 or 3 albums worth, and they'll give you so much money. Probably not that much, because you're spending it all on touring and this and that.
Exactly.
Yeah. The distribution is something more like it's a deal where they're going to give you so much money for like distributing your, it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, distributing your music and marketing and all that.
Right. Yeah, they'll help you out with that. Which we almost had Sony on that.
Name drop.
Sorry, Sony, but
what up, Sony?
Yeah.
Next. Yeah.
I don't know. When it comes to contracts and stuff, you just got to make sure you know what you're doing. And
legit.
And
yeah, that's true, man. I mean, a lot of people, you see a lot of rappers or people who, are independent, but they're signing with labels. They'll be like, yeah, I got my contract. Now I got my advance. I'm about to go buy all these cars, these houses. I'm going to go buy these girls. Y'all know how these people do out here. Yeah, y'all know how these people do out here. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Well, that's the hook, though. That's
bro. And then it's like, they don't realize you'll get 10 million to record what, like 4 or 5 albums, let's just say. And you're thinking that 10 million, that's for you.
Yeah.
But that 10 million is really for, like you were saying, it's for your producing, for your engineering, for your touring, your manager, your publicist, all that type of stuff. It's not your money unless they say it's a cash bonus.
Right.
Like those words, like
Mhm.
in addition to, not like, this is the advance, this is what we're going to give you, for your whole contract. So if you don't know, the legalities and the words behind it, you could use all that 10 million and you be in the hole with the record label. And then now the record label gives you a credit card.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to keep on spending money, but then you're going to be in debt for your 10 million plus the interest of the record label. So,
Right.
When people don't have that knowledge, man, it's easy to go down the wrong path and end up being in a situation where you are selling millions and millions of records, but you're not seeing any money.
Mm-hmm. It
Crazy.
happens way too often. And, I think it's a different age now, man. I feel like it's getting more independent.
Yeah.
Like good, I feel like it should be that way. And less hands should be in the pool. Like people need to understand, like if you're going to be independent, you're trying to develop your brand yourself. And,
right.
So it's hard. It's not easy to build your own brand, but in the long run, it's worth it. So
facts. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I think kind of speaking on like productivity, how has the pandemic been for you? Has it been like yes. It was man-made.
Man.
God ain't have this. This is not God's doing. But God
Didn't
gives
feel,
us.
did
you know what
not
I'm
feel like it.
You feel me?
Not.
Like
No, I mean it felt like it was man-made. But
oh, you already know. Like we talk about this all the time. Like, God did not give us a spirit of fear, disease, or anything like that, but power, love, and a sound mind. The other guy gave us that stuff.
I've never had a sickness where I couldn't smell or taste.
It's crazy.
That was weird.
It's crazy. But we
both that could be
that could be a whole different thing.
It could be.
Just for
we can go 3 hours. I mean 4 hours.
Audience clarity. I had it and I stomped a mud hole in that thing, and so did my boy Jay. So we're living, breathing, God-fearing, sexy young men, and all is well. So I just lost my train of thought. Oh no, I got it. Okay. So how has the past, we'll say, year and a half been with productivity and making music or making beats? Because a lot of stuff you can't really do too much, but as a producer, you're most comfortable at home,
right,
in your fully outfitted studio. So were you like super productive, or was it just like, I don't know, did you kind of like take some time off, or like how was that process?
Yeah, well, honestly, it's been great. Like now, like people try to pull you in certain directions, as they should, friends, family. For sure. Let's do this, let's do that, come over this. But like when you can't go certain places, I'm cool with that. I don't mind just laying low and making music. And so it's just been extra productive. So no, it's been nice, honestly. I have no complaints, except, people dying. That's not good.
It's not good at all, bro. Like it's a real thing. Like this past 2 years has really hurt a lot of people. And to those who have, the compromised immunity systems, and to those who are not taking care of their bodies, not exercising, not being healthy.
Right.
It's just, it hit a lot of different people, man. I'm just thankful that I was able to come through it. My wife was able to come through it. My mom, she was able to come through it. My mom is, she's not like an elderly woman or anything. Shout out to my mom. I love you, mommy.
I love you, Mom. Mama Shu.
Mama Shu. But she was like,
by the way, I need to talk to her, because
oh yeah, you said
I got
you got like a
I got something in the works for us. We gotta. I
Yeah.
need. Okay.
Yeah, we're about to
I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but me and her need to get working in the studio. That's all I'm saying.
legitimately. So she was able to body that thing, being one of the older populations because she takes care of herself. She's healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And to those who have lost anybody over the past 2 years, you have our deepest condolences and praying God's best for you.
Yes.
This whole show, man, the Royalty Connection is just all about people coming together and empowering, encouraging, inspiring, telling different stories about how to just overcome and how to be the best version of yourself. And
Yeah.
that's what we're doing, man. Last question for you. So,
Oh,
do you?
last. Oh man.
So,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
make this answer an hour long.
Jay, you are hilarious. Um, this is my brother, y'all. This was my bro for real. We talk about this a lot. We talked about this in more so in the beginning of me doing music like rapping, and then me transitioning from rapping to singing and
Yeah.
doing both. So, do you think that the music industry perpetuates and puts out derogatory images of people of color on purpose? Like when I was doing the whole rapping and singing, and I was saying like, man, I want to be different. I don't want people to categorize me as, this guy just talks about sex, money, and drugs.
Right. Right.
Like, why
Right.
doesn't inspirational creativity sell as fast as sex, money, and drugs?
Yeah. I think the United States especially is known to do that type of stuff. Um, Sometimes you go out overseas and you listen to different, like, you'll find that like listeners overseas appreciate meaningful and creative and just really good music
Yeah.
um more. That's why, yeah, I think of the United States though, like I would have to say, yeah, um, they do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a vicious cycle, I guess, because the artists, they want to be like the next artist,
Right.
and the people that are, in power of these artists, like they they just automatically think they knows what sells, but they're also the ones that are pushing it in front of us too.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, to me, like some of the songs on the charts don't deserve to be there.
Right. No,
Like
I hear you.
if you're going to mumble throughout the whole track, but somehow you're making millions of dollars off that, and a lot of listeners, like what's the problem here? Like why is it that the audience wants to hear that, or they
Yeah.
think they want to hear that? I think it's just a matter of being programmed.
Yeah.
um and that's a whole nother topic. That could be a 10-hour topic, but
Yeah.
sometimes we're just programmed a certain way to, you know whatever's trending or what's hot, you want to be a part of it. And the people in power, like, are they mostly white? I think so. The executives and just the guys that are higher up that make all the decisions and stuff like that, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I don't want to be associated with them. I think it's feeding into their agenda.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like where it's going. I think there needs to be a huge shift and a positive shift. You don't have a lot of positive role models in the music industry,
Right.
because they get so corrupted and just like, I don't know, just like abused, kind of used and abused, and they come out just like whoa, like what just
Yeah.
happened to me?
Like for real.
I
Like,
don't know who I am anymore.
you know, is it worth it? Is it worth it to sell your soul for the dollar? Like,
No, it's not. I mean, money can buy you nice things and stuff, but you know, it all goes down to like what your purpose is and your identity and who you are. And if you're gonna give
yeah,
that up, then I'm just
yeah,
gonna pray for you, you
for
know,
real.
because I don't know any other way except trying to spread, you know, positivity and just shining the light on others.
Yeah,
I don't know any other way, because like it just seems like it's very, there's a big stranglehold, you know, and how do you you know, take the arms off? Like how do you do it? How do you do
yeah.
it, DJ? How would you go about changing, except, you know, like I just said, like I guess it just comes down to being the change, you know?
Bro, it really is. And it's like it's really hard to, and I mean, I feel like I say the same thing like every day. Literally like
It's
every
just
day.
ingrained in your soul.
Like, and now I have this new thing where, like, you know, everybody's marching for change, everybody's tweeting for justice, everybody's doing all these types of things, but people aren't getting in the trenches. You know, people
Mm,
aren't studying to show themselves approved. Like, you know,
right, right.
you went through courses for audio engineering and all this type of stuff to create the best music you can possibly do, because you
Mm-hmm.
believe that's your purpose and your passion. You know, me,
Right.
I went to school for, you know, education and teaching, and how to be able to teach kids how to be the best version of themselves, all the way
Right.
up into college and adulthood. And um, you know, infusing that with music and acting. And um, we have to have steps from marching to application to policy and
Right.
creation. We have to be able to do things that can impact each other. You know, there is unity in community. There's only two human races, one that believes God and one that doesn't believe God.
Mhm.
And that's just how I plan to continue to move forward, man. Get out of line, yelling for change, and filling out an application to become the cashier and create change everywhere I go. Like,
Yeah.
I want people to just start calling me cashier. Now, like, that's it. Like, that's what I want my nickname to be, the cashier, because I'm going to give you change. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I want to be, bro. But it's hard,
Yeah.
dog. Like, you know how
Oh,
much money I've turned down, whether it's music or acting or
yeah,
whatever.
man.
Like, and you know, I appreciate your encouragement, bro, because it's tough, man. You know, as um when it comes down to, I'm a black man, bro. And when people see me, they draw their conclusions
Mhm.
upon sight. They don't wait for me to talk. They don't wait for me to, you know, do anything but just walk. And then some
Mhm.
people have even said to me, like, man, like, you're actually a really nice guy. I'm like, yo, like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, so just breaking down those barriers through everyday life, but through music in general, because it's really about the kids, bro. You know, I've told you certain conversations I've had with, you know, certain people who are celebrated,
Yeah.
certain artists, and they're like, yo, man, I just can't, I can't talk about the stuff, you know, that you do, because it doesn't sell. I'm like,
Right.
well, bro, you got kids out here who are listening to this music, and you know, you might have sold drugs and you might have, you know, been gang banging or all this type of stuff, but
Yeah.
you put your kids in the finest institutions. Like, you're not living in the hood no more, bro.
Right.
So a full circle moment would be, yo, let's talk about where I came from. Let's talk about the guns, the sex, the money, the girls, even that. But then talk about how you went from that to a family, a company, by building your own community,
Right.
having, investments in your people that look like you, people who don't look like you,
Right.
investing in, supporting the people around you, and uh, getting rid of this drug culture and this gang banging culture. Like, let's talk about the growth instead
Yeah.
of, again, like sex, money, and women, or even women taking off their clothes all the time. Like, nobody want
Yeah.
to see all that,
Hmm.
like, even before I was married, like, I'm not interested in all that. Like, I just want to know, like, can you sing? Like, can I watch your can I watch your music video without feeling like I got to put on a human a condom over my body
Right.
to protect my body and my mind from viruses, because you just want to, you showing your body to everybody. A certain level of respect and decorum that everybody should have, man or woman. Like, whether you asked for your platform in music or not, you're a role model to everybody, because everybody
Right.
wants to win. Everybody wants to be on top. And I just wish that um, people would take more pride and respect in that you have little kids looking up to you.
Yep.
If you don't want your daughter to be a stripper, if you don't want your daughter to be with all types of men,
Right.
why do you keep promoting and endorsing that?
Hmm.
To the brothers, if you don't want your son to be slanging and banging and
Right.
doing drugs and shooting up the places and shooting cops and all this type of stuff, then why are you doing it?
Right. Yeah.
We have to be the change we want to see. And I know this narrative isn't popular for a lot of people, but you
Yeah.
know,
And sometimes people don't think it's realistic.
yeah,
Only because like I don't know, like for instance, it it might be somebody that hasn't had a good, like, maybe they haven't seen their father, or like they haven't
yeah,
seen their mother or something. It's a very it's a dysfunctional family or something like that they grew up in. Well, every
yeah.
family can be a little dysfunctional, but like, you know what I mean.
Facts.
You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like,
Absolutely.
and like maybe somebody that's in the streets, they just they don't want to start singing love songs because the people that they're around might think they're like, what are you doing singing
Right.
love songs? You should be like,
Right.
that's not manly. That's not like, I had a rapper one time in the studio and he was telling me like him trying to transition into that. Um, like he wanted to talk about love. He wanted to talk about these things, but he would cry because he had to put on a persona that like he was just too macho. He was too like
Yeah.
just like in the streets, that's anything gang related, like that's him. He's got to talk about guns and violence and stuff. And he would cry like I was like, I wasn't crying, but I was like on the inside, I was like, man,
Yeah.
like I'm sure a lot of people feel like that. They can't express love because it's just suppressed by what everybody else around them knows or wants them to think about all the time. I don't know. It's kind of
Nah, man.
crazy. It's
That's
kind of
that's
crazy.
that's real stuff. So what would you say that, like, I love how I said this was the last question. This is like two more questions in. This is hilarious.
I'm good with that. Just keep just keep
um
asking, man.
uh what would be your inspiration, bro? Like, what makes you different? Like, if somebody gave you, and I mean, I know the answer, but I would love for you to just kind of give your perspective on, your center and your compass. So, like, let's say you got a contract from uh, whatever record label, they want you to produce for the hottest artists out. They're going to give you, let's say, $500,000 to
Hmm.
produce like 3 albums. But this artist, you know, they, they're talking about the usual sex, money, and drugs, but it's not as much as the artists do now. Like, what is your thought process? Do you do it, or do you just fall back and just wait for something else?
That's a good question. I'd have to say like when you walk by faith, you like definitely there's certain decisions that you make. Like in that kind of sense is like if somebody were to offer me something, for example, here's another thing. I was on LinkedIn. I was just trying to network on LinkedIn, and I was meeting all these types of people. And this one dude, he was an A&R for some one company. I don't know if it was Atlantic or something like that. There's a bunch of A&Rs out there, and you just got to be careful with them too, because they'll probably steal your money. But anyways,
and your music.
Yeah, be careful. But I was talking to this A&R, and he was like trying to get me to send beats to this one guy, like forget his name, Lil something. It was Lil
Everybody
Lil something.
Lil something. Why can't we be big? Let's stop being little, y'all. You feel me? Let's be big.
Just be you. Just be like why do you gotta be little or big? Just be like
and that's why my music, my checks, Donald Schuler Jr.
Exactly.
Ain't no aliases. My money comes to me.
Yeah, just makes it so much easier.
That's it. Anyway, go ahead, bro.
But yeah, I ended up like researching him, this guy, and like looking him up and listening to his music. I was like, just the same type of rapper, like, and then it's just like did not make any sense. Cursing and like all of his lyrics. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm sick of associating my music with people that just are gonna take it and just make it trash.
Right.
Music's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be a work of art. I mean, Picasso was a work of art too, but
I
but even though it's all lopsided and everything, but it's
shout out to Picasso.
Sorry, Picasso. I don't mean to trash your artwork, but anyways, yeah. So like when you have, God in your heart, and you always ask yourself, like, what would Jesus do? Would he let Lil so-and-so rap on his beats? I don't think so. And
hey, yo,
I don't know. Maybe he made beats. You never know.
Oh my God, yo!
Probably using the
Jesus making beats, right? Can you imagine that? Go Jesus!
They'd be fire.
Yo,
they would be fire.
One day. Yo, Jason, that is so funny.
Jesus on the beat.
So basically, what you're telling me is, if you got offered all that money, what would you do?
No, I would say no. I would say, because learning from you too really helped me too. Is like you don't want to hurt your brand.
Yeah.
Because once you put somebody like that on your music, like that'll be with you forever, and it's part of your track record. And like, that's another thing for producers. Like, they want a track record. They want, like, how else are you supposed to get people to gravitate towards you if you don't have, I worked with this guy, I worked with that guy, I worked with this guy.
Right.
If you don't have that, then people won't really like listen all that much.
Yeah,
they don't
take
you seriously.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Which is not all about that. There's many ways you can prosper in the music industry as far as production goes. You don't always have to be, having a track record like that. But no, it's really I would say walking by faith and has really taught me to, like, work with certain people like you.
Praise God.
Like it's and just people that want to talk about love, like sing about love.
Yeah.
Love is my thing. Like I think that should be talked about more, not like your old typical love song, but like,
Yeah. There's different ways of doing it.
right.
You're an artist.
Yeah. And you can convey that message in so many ways, you know, like I think sometimes people they just don't know what else to talk about. They're like, well, I mean, it's easy to say F this, F that, you know,
Yeah.
and or just something corny like that. But like it's I don't know. I want something meaningful on my music. Like, I don't know, like J. Cole or like I don't know. J. Cole would be cool to work with. There would have to be like some stipulations, you know, like because
Yeah.
like you said, you got kids listening, and
Yeah.
like they'll remember you like that was the person that said that, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. Man, that's honest, bro. And that's I just appreciate that about you because you've always kept it 100, bro. Again, we've been in situations, professionally where it's like we just want to be able to, work with people who are like-minded. And it's
Right.
sad that it's like so hard to find that. But
Yeah.
you said earlier, just work with what you have. Work with
Right.
what you have, and God will bless that. I think that's scripture. So little becomes much when you put it in the master's hand.
Mm,
And we believe that.
yeah.
Um, I guess it would lead me to say, do you have anything that you would want to just share with any producers or artists out there who are just looking for some encouragement or some inspiration?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure there's a lot more than what I could say right now, but like just be yourself, you know? Don't be like everybody else, you know? Stop trying to stand out, be different, you know, and be yourself. Like that's all you got to do. People will gravitate towards you if you just be yourself. You know, there's 7 billion plus people in the world, you know. You don't have to be like the next Drake. You don't have to be the next Lil Boozy. Just and producers like just it's the same thing.
Right.
You know, when it comes to making beats and producing songs, just stay true to yourself. And you know, if you need guidance in finding out who you are, there's help. There's other people, there's mentors, you know. Like I know having a mentor is essential. Like you need to find people that'll help you because there's always people that are you have to find the right people. Let me rephrase that. The right people to help you.
Right.
And
Right.
there's always people to help you, and like having a support group, you know, it really helps too. So you can, you know, balance your mind, balance your thoughts, and you know, I mean, for non-believers, I would say reading scripture still helps. Like you can there's a lot of power in the Bible.
Proverbs.
Don't exactly. Like if you need some guidance, you can look there too.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
so
Casual reading.
yeah, you know, just a little just a little like, you know, 30 minutes before you go to bed, just take a little glance at it. But yeah, so I'm glad that you did this though. And you know, if anybody wants to reach out to me, just I
Yeah.
think Instagram's the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. So
Man,
add Jase Beats. There you go.
there we go. Man, look to all
Yeah.
you listeners and watchers out there. This has been an incredible conversation for me, I know, because again, this is my brother, this is my business partner. And I feel like he has something to say, a producer's perspective, and
Yeah,
just a
man.
perspective from somebody who wants to do things the right way. So, with all that being said, man, let's just have a quick prayer, bro. It doesn't have to be
Yes.
long in order to be strong.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you, Father, for this day. Thank you for your grace and mercy and your peace. Thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the Holy Spirit. We're just excited to be able to do things that we love to do. We're excited that we can help people be the best version of themselves. We're excited that we can use our talents and our gifts and our voice for you. You said, if my people don't worship me or cry out, then I'll have the rocks cry out. Well, me and Jason are two men that are not going to let some rocks cry out for us. And we pray that those who are watching feel the same way. Just being able to be free, be themselves, and just be good people. Just be kind. Just be kind and be respectful, and treat others as you would like to be treated. So I thank you so much for my brother. I pray that you bless the work of his hands, bless his business, bless what we do as a team, and bless those who would want to just reach out and work and just continue to be the army against the craziness out in the world today, because we need all the change agents we can get that are doing things in your name and in the name of agape love, unconditional love. So for those, I mean, why not? For those who even want to accept Christ into their heart as a Lord and Savior, it's real simple. You just have to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord. Just repeat after me and say, Jesus, thank you for dying on the cross for my sins, past, present, and future. I believe you died and rose on the third day with all power in your hands of heaven and earth. I want you to come into my heart to lead me, guide me, mold me, and transform me into everything you want me to be. I yield myself to you, and I want to be the best version of myself. Not in my will, but in your will. I have a direct line to the Father and to the Holy Spirit because of your sacrifice, Jesus. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Cool. Listen,
Good.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, it's your boy, your favorite young king in the place to be, with my brother, a fellow king. This has been awesome.
This has been great. We need to do this again.
We might have to, bro. We might have to, man. I hope y'all just got something from this. If you did, please comment, like, subscribe, share, all this type of stuff. Tell your neighbor, tell your grandmother, tell everybody that you found something that's encouraging, and you have some people that are in your corner to help you be the change that you want to see.
Yes. Love you, DJ.
Love you too,
guys.
brother.
Peace.
Peace.